Nash on the inside with Butcher in car 42. Got Troy Lawson, who was good in hot laps. We used the hot laps, incidentally, too, if you weren't here earlier tonight, to break down any ties in the points when we go to the 30-lap final later tonight. Another round of heat races to follow this, so still plenty of action here at Make Smoking History. Collie Speedway will go one more time. Bit of focus here, Crowe, on turn number 2, just under the 48 years sign. From our keen eyes, they're coming back in. They look pretty happy, and we should be good to go next time by. Just want to say, too, to the fans that have got their cars parked up against the fence, just refrain from touching the brake pedals or using your indicators. It can be off-putting for the drivers. We thank you in advance for that one. A great crowd here tonight at Collie. This, the 29th running of the WA 360 Cubic Inch Championship. 5 cars now with the 48 heading towards the infield. Here comes the green flag.
AJ Nash gets us underway. Good start. Butcher on the outside as they run into turn number 1 the first time. Butcher in second place. Moving into third is the 21 as they run down. Oh, good move by Inglis. Got underneath it, Troy Lawson, but Lawson fights back, and they've got the 60 at the tail of the field, but AJ Nash leads after one with plenty of moving in lap number 1.
That was a good battle, wasn't it, between Lawson and Inglis? That went on for pretty much the first lap, but out in front is AJ Nash in car number 9 as he loops his way through out of turn number 4. Lawson ran a bit high in that 21 machine and now has Tim Ryan right on the back of his 21 as we work the third lap.
Down the back straight, AJ Nash out in front, Butcher in second place. Right there with him is Inglis. Behind Inglis is Butcher, and Tim Ryan rounds out the 5. But AJ Nash just has the better of the field at the moment. Butcher in second place. We're doing 16-second laps opposed to 15.8 in the last one. A little bit of water, the moisture starting to come back up. It's going to be a good racetrack. So the 9 leading out in front, AJ Nash at the halfway mark.
This is good for Butcher. Looks like he's starting to close the gap to Nash just ahead. Inglis runs in third after winning the earlier heat race here tonight in car number 80. Behind him is Lawson, but that gap continues to close at the front between Nash and Butcher, and still 3 laps remaining.
So Nash, Butcher, Inglis, the 21 of Lawson, and then Ryan. The first 4 particularly, all separated by similar margins with 2 to go. 1.1, 0.8, 1.2, so not much between the 4 of them as they run the back straight. The white flag coming out, Nash looking the goods.
He's just settled that margin, but second and third might be on the closing stages because here comes Inglis. Here comes Inglis in the 80 with 1 lap, making half a lap remaining. Nobody's going to catch AJ Nash. Battle is still on for second and third position, but out in front it's all been the Colonial Freight Lines car in heat number 5, and give it to AJ Nash. Second will be Butcher, third will be Inglis. Back to Lawson and Ryan with a front wing damaged on the J&S drilling, the second of the J&S cars. And I don't know how that happened because he wasn't really running the guys at the front, so it might have been during the turn 1, lap 1 skirmish. But it was AJ Nash collecting the chocolates there by just under 2 seconds to Ben Butcher, James Inglis, Lawson, Ryan, and unfortunately for Murray Iwanow, the ultra-tuned Cannington car not making it to the green flag in heat race number 5.
And the same as earlier on tonight, he didn't make it either, so he's got some problems with the 48 car, so let's hope they can sort that out. We might be able to see if Morgan can find out what is wrong with the 48. But
AJ Nash is just doing another lap here just to make sure the victory is concrete.
We have had a couple of drivers in recent times fail to go the distance.
Yep. Lap 9 doesn't mean it's the end of the race. We won't point out any drivers' names, we'll just say numbers. 77. Here is the 9 heading to the scales. We'll make mistakes. And hopefully we won't have the Days of Our Lives episode that we had just before. And should be all good to go. The Colonial Freight Lines team. And Morgan Melvin, once again, on the scene down there trackside. Let's go to you, mate.
I just feel like continuously watching these scales at this time. They're trying to find 1550, which is equivalent to about 700 kilos. The Puma Energy car number 9 of AJ Nash was well and truly above that. AJ, who contested in all the rounds of the Maddington Toyota Sprint Car Series so far this season. AJ, from facing the wrong way in heat race number 1 to maximum, that's a night and day different.
Yeah, obviously we were pretty terrible in heat 1, quite embarrassing in all seriousness, but we're way better then. Don't know how much we won by, but felt pretty good. So had to get more stagger in the thing. We just didn't have the right tyres here in all seriousness, and we had to go searching for some. So once we got those, we'll be sweet.
You're only remembered for your last race, and if that's your last race, it's a maximum point, so you can smile a little bit at least.
Yeah, you know, you just got to get lucky in this next heat draw and go from there, really. Like, it's a good track, it's going to be rough, and it's going to be challenging, so see what we can do in the feature and the heat.
Best man wins in the end. The car number 9 of the Puma Energy, AJ Nash, taking the win in heat race number 5.